Hi again, students. Good morning. I hope you had a great weekend and are ready to dive back into SGE advisory time. These will be your last lessons before spring break, so pay close attention so that you can work on applications if you need to during break. Last week, we discussed some tips on completing an online application. In today's lesson, I will go into more detail about requesting teacher recommendations and completing the short answer or essay part of the application. Here are some common questions students may have about requesting teacher recommendations. Question 1. I feel awkward asking my teacher for a recommendation. When is the best time for me to ask? The best time to ask a teacher for a letter of recommendation is before or after class. Asking during the middle of class is never the right time, as teachers are focused on teaching during that time. Students, do not chat your teacher in the middle of class and ask them for a recommendation. You can also send your teacher an email. No matter what, you should clearly tell the teacher the name of the program that you are applying to and explain that you need a recommendation. It can also be wise to share why you are asking that particular teacher. Always tell your teacher thank you. Writing a page-long letter of recommendation on behalf of students is a big addition to a teacher's workload, so it is best to thank them for their effort. Question 2. So far, I'm applying to 3 SGEs, and I need a teacher recommendation for each program. Should I ask 3 different teachers, or should I keep on asking the same teacher? Even though it seems like you might be bugging the same teacher, it is actually better to consistently ask the same teacher for your recommendation. This is actually less work for the teacher. The only exception is if the program asked for a teacher recommendation from a specific content to write your recommendation. An example of this would be a STEM program that wants a math and science teacher to write your recommendation. In that case, even if you did not initially ask them, then you must get a recommendation from your math teacher. You should note that on some college applications also specify wanting a specific teacher, math or English, to write a recommendation. Question 3. How far in advance should I ask my teacher for a recommendation? Students, please listen. Your teachers are happy to write recommendations for you, but you must give them enough time to complete the recommendation. Do not wait until the last minute to ask them. They can tell you no if you do not give them enough time. This is why it is so important to look through the application and see what you will need for the application to be complete. Please let your teachers know that you will need a recommendation at least 1 to 2 weeks in advance. Now that you know how to successfully request letters of recommendation, we will now discuss writing short answers and essays. Seniors have told me that they have had to write 5, 10, maybe even 20 short answers and essays this year for college and scholarship applications. They also had to write a ton of short answers on applications when they were applying to jobs too. Students, if you take this process seriously, the essays that you write will totally pay off your senior year and when you start job hunting. Some students have even saved copies of their SGE short answers and essays so that they could go back and use portions in the future. With that in mind, here are a few tips. First, the hardest thing about applying to an SGE is figuring out what to begin your short answer with. The best thing that you can do is start with a short answer and essay brainstorm sheet. This sheet can be found in your grade level Google Classroom page. This is such a great tool to use and will help you organize your ideas before you begin to write. Second, do not start out your SGE short answer by introducing yourself by stating your name. It turns out that people reading your essay already know your name because you list your name on the application. It is best to start with a sentence that explains your interest in the program that you're applying to. Never say something like, "Hi, my name is Lauren McCain, and I'm in the 11th grade at the Soulsville Charter School, and I'm applying to the Ag Discovery program." This leads me to my next tip. Third, make it personal. The people reading your application know that you're probably interested in certain subjects. Like if you're applying to a nursing SGE, you likely enjoy science. What they don't know is who you are as a person and what you're passionate about. It is helpful to tell them what interests or experiences you have that match the SGE that you are applying to. You can hook your reader's attention by giving a personal story. Let's say you're applying to the Ag Discovery Program. You could say something like this. Ever since I can remember, I've wanted to be a veterinarian. When I was younger, I was interested in taking care of my pets and learning about nature and science. As I grew up, I would visit my grandparents' farm each summer, where I would care for animals with my grandfather. It was truly my happy place. I figured then that being a veterinarian was a career that would put all my interests together. So in other words, tell a story. Your story has to relate to the program you are applying to, but a personal story will go a long way in making your essay stand out. Many of you may think that telling a personal story is not professional for an SGE application, but actually, SGEs want to get a sense of who you are and why you're interested in applying. This is actually great practice for writing your personal statement when you get to senior seminar. That's it for today. As always, please check your grade level Google Classroom and click on the Classwork tab to see all programs that are currently accepting applications. You can always email me as well at lmccain@tscsmemphis.org. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.